always told Creed, and please remember every day, trace peace. Let's have a good trade.
Okay, Grand Rising. So for today's recording, I won't be trading my futures account today because we are at a point in the week where if you have 3 green days out of 5, my goal is to, go ahead and just move on to the next week. So I am trading CFD today. Guys, there's no difference really at the end of the day. Now I know that if I do post this for into the futures, it's still on that same series, right? Because like I said, I'm still taking, a similar trade to what I'm going to be taking on the futures market. They're exactly the same markups. So there's not gonna be that much difference. But today I will be taking my trade on the CFD market with a platform called NBFX, and another platform that's a CFD funded account. So that's gonna be basically my goal today, kind of watching this, seeing what we get. We are pretty overbought, going into the start of the day. When you look at the assets overall, you do have SPX pushing up. You do have Dow pushing up to that 39,500, like we talked about, and 18,400 and above here for NAS, right? Because as you can see, they had 1, 2, 3, spots of liquidity where I think they're building a lot of resistance and basically the top of this house is what I call it, right? So what I can anticipate for today during New York, maybe we stay inside this range here, or maybe we push on through, fill this inefficiency and start to play in this level before and go down a little bit before going up. Or maybe we just go ahead and, the volume kicks in, we take out these highs, and we even take out these highs as well, 18,500 CFD price. So we'll see what we get, but let's lock in. If price does pull back dramatically back to monthly market open, especially slips this internal liquidity here, I would definitely like to take that trade. But I'm also got my eyes really focused on this candle here being your last up candle inside this range, where we do how we react here at the 50%. So eyes are focused, eyes are locked in. Gonna go ahead and get down to the snipe time frames. And really focused on today, just waiting for that signal and seeing if this is going to be this 18,380 type level that we get to sell to the downside. So I'm not going to talk too much more. Let's see what we get. Like I said, Asian liquidity target daily open 18,200 could be a really good area today. So let's get it. I will be watching Top Step here on the side, just kind of seeing what they're doing, seeing what they're wanting to see. So looking at all three, I do see the Dow could possibly reach up to 39.5, and we could possibly reach up to 18.4 here. We're not showing any weakness coming out of the gate. So we'll see what we get. To me, it seems like price is making equal highs. But we'll watch that first 5-minute close as well. Still watching the price here. First minute out the gate was a bearish close, I believe, showing signs of weakness. So still, like I said, I'd love to see some 5-minute price, really build up before I just take it, because I'm a better buyer. So I need to see some, FOMO. I need to see some evidence that people are in before I would want to short this market down. So I am watching this price. The location of this trade is in a good spot when it comes like the 1 hour, but I really like to see 5-minute evidence before I ever enter a trade. So we'll see how this first 5-minute closes, see if there's something that presents itself. But as of right now, just kind of watching this price here. So one thing I don't like, I would say personally, is these, right? When you're looking at the end of the day, like how those look, those don't look so great. You do have the end of the day, which would be here. So if this ends up being the range high of the day, potentially, then we'll be able to see. But if we start breaking down, I'll start attacking this candle's open, putting my risk at the top of this. So 18,371. And then the entry of the open of this candle is 355. So about a 15-point risk if it works out. But if it continues up higher, we do have those 1 hour areas that we're looking for. So we're not going to get, mixed up on that as well. But all the price action I see, 15.5 look pretty bearish. Or excuse me, bullish still. So we're getting that first 5-minute close. Seconds, 18,400 liquidity. So it looks like they kind of want that 18,400 and up liquidity. That first 5-minute close was strong. All right, so strong close, so I can move this because we don't have a structural high here anymore. And this first 15 minutes out the gate is really ripping people. So this is cool. Feels good here. We're pushing up to the areas that we want to see. Now my thing is on this asset, can we break 18,400 whole level, or are we going to show a little bit of rejection from there, go down like a sell down to buy up, or are they just going to go ahead and push through the level? Taking a look at the NQ today, just kind of seeing the same price, very similar, 15 and 5. You're not getting anything different, so. I guess I could have played micro accounts, but it's just about the ratio over the next 100 days. So looking at all three, they all three are still showing that strength across the board on those 1 hours, and then we are seeing quite a bit of weakness here on dollar index, breaking through the 104 level, and we're pushing up 107.70 or 108.70s on Euro USD, coming in for that 1.9 level. So kind of being patient here. Now, as soon as we slip the 18,420 level liquidity on NAS 100, I would be interested to see what's going to happen. And then on it'd basically be 18,600, 18,625 on the futures data.
My thought is missing this trade action is expanding. That's how much standard deviations from median.
So for me, like I said, I'm a better buyer. So as they keep reaching and reaching for liquidity, that's what I want to see on the 15 and 5. And then I want to see basically that fear of missing out move, right? So as of right now, it's just, price is just not really doing anything that's going to make me enter the market. So I'll be patient here. So there was pretty nice drip there on the smaller time frames, but like I said, we'll see. We'll see how they play. I still think they want that whole level and higher, but this could be the level where they start to break down.
So I would version to the test. Everybody brought it up, but it's that tip. It's just so not every time. So for the first time you saw my screen, I saw the one about knowledge.
So I do have my sell position in on CFD. See what time frame this was. Now I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like on the 1 minute here. It looks really good, right? Price ran up, fear of missing out, push people out, and then it engulfs. So either it can work in this area 15 and 5, or this area will legit just turn around and continue up higher. But looking at it right now with that lower low close, I could tell if it can just stay below this New York open, your risk could be at the high of the structure, and you could be targeting the 18,250 levels. All right, that's about 100 points away. I'd honestly be targeting this inefficiency in 20 levels. So let's see if this can work out because it does look pretty good. And then I'll plot that position just so we can kind of see it because we can't really see the positions as great on when I take the CFD position, obviously. So I took mine like right here. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Stop loss at the high for about let's see how much the risk was. Risk was at which is stop loss. It's about a 13-point risk. So we'll see what they do. Just want to continue to watch that price here. Flip over really quick. Just kind of make sure we're getting that same similar price when it comes to MQ's price. Now, I think the location of this trade is a good spot just because of the 1 hour and the 15. So if we could see, you know, a little bit of breakdown here, that would be pretty interesting. All three are showing a little bit of weakness. So for me, like if you took a trade in this area, I would want to see it start to fail down and start to fill this inefficiency a lot faster. So 845, if it's still going higher, then I wouldn't like it as much. So we're kind of just sitting there at that level. So I parceled some of my CFD position already, right? So reducing that risk down just in case it does continue to go higher here. Risk is still at the high of the structure. Maybe I'll add into the market if price can confirm and start making this move lower. But as of right now, I just wanted to reduce the risk just in case it does continue to rise up to those higher levels that we're looking for on the 1 hour. So I do like this price. Like I said, if we can continue to do what it's doing, looking across the board on all three, they are at a spot where they all kind of they're feeling inefficiencies and whatnot. So, you know.
Focus on the things that you appreciate about each other's companies. There you go.
So if this price can continue down, that'll be nice. And we're looking for price to come down into this area here and fill this inefficiency at the 18,220. So like somewhere I would say, so I can do this really quick. Somewhere in this area, if price can continue to make its way down. But we'll see. Because that 15 and 5 isn't looking so great. So
And then we got. So this is like, yeah, this is something that learned for 14 years, and when we trade, we talk. We will get an argument, especially if we trade together. Or if you trade with somebody, get an argument, something now, but if it's in the world, it's gonna die. 100% chunk, I'm sure, we're gonna burn it down, burn off, but we have some twice the ones.
So I do like the price action here. We'll see if we can continue to rally this down. Target levels are going to be, like I said, if you got New York open entry, you're targeting somewhere in like the 140 points to the downside. So, you know, I like how the price looks. So if we can just, you know, that 5-minute close, get another close that basically when you're looking at the last down candle before the rise to where we're at now, I could see us at least coming back to previous, let's just say resistance support, possibly into here. So that would be from 18,361 all the way down to 300 would be 60 points and then a little bit more. So I like the price action. That's good. Take a listen to Top Step. They're getting short. I think it could fall over. The location of the trade is good for the 1 hour. So I do think it's a pretty good trade, but we'll see if we can get these 15 5-minute pushes lower. And then the reject that when you're looking at all three here really quick, you are seeing quite a bit of weakness at the right time, right area, right? So that right in that 50% that last up candle, we filled the imbalance here and we failed to like break higher than this range on Dow Jones. So you know, for me, when I look at this, it gets me a little bit more excited that we could at least retrace some of this huge expansion potentially. So we'll see what they do. It does look a little tricky here, but it is what it is.
Supposed to go to the webcam and to you. I would, and then you can throw your patients. Yeah. Yes.
So I do want to kind of see what they're doing. I do have a pretty good position on the board on CFD. They're not really looking at anything. I think we found a really good move here. So we'll see. I'll take a screenshot of this just to kind of get an idea of what we were looking for and the signal here. I don't know if this is loading or what's going on, but we'll see. You're seeing YM really fall, or excuse me, Dow Jones, CFD fall from 39,400 pretty rapidly. So we just got to see what kind of price action we get. You know, first, you know, 5-minute or 15-minute close was weak. So if we can continue to get this next 15-minute candle to, you know, push back down to where they took traders out, that's a good sign. But they kind of hold it up here. It's not so good. Definition of a peer.
Trend line, we have if you go back to my chart for a second, like we discussed it, we call that the trend line that's on that chart. That goes all the way back to and this was like the first time as today for this particular.
So it does look good how it's forming right now. You know, when we're being patient for the 15-5 setup. Remember, like I said, I like to see buy positions. So for me, as price makes the higher high, comes back into the area and hits, I would love to see it continue this buy up to fill the price, right? Touch previous support, resistance, etc. Right? So that's what we're getting here. Looks really good. And I like the location, which I want to make a point here really quick, is I like the location of the trade. Because they attempted to take those highs, but they just never did it, right? So with them not doing that, they're manipulating. Let me make sure I got a good picture of this. All three are falling over, so make sure I got a good picture here. Let's check what's today. Yeah, screenshots. Cool. So, like I said, want to see this price if it can do what we think it can do, and you know, I'm gonna bring this actually over here so that I can see something what I'm looking for. Now we are looking at, we want to see 15-5 price action, but I did just want to show that 1 hour location. And then you know, the signal did present itself on obviously on NQ as well, 835, and the push back up into the 540s. So looks good.
Take trades and the rubber band gets so tight, I can't hardly wait for the rubber bands to get onto tops of X. Because I got channels, or counter channels on
So it's gotta be patient. Nothing really I can do here except wait, and then make sure we don't have any other news. The other thing I'd say, like I said, is all three, right? When you're looking at location of the trade, right? The location of the trade looks really good for NQ. Like I said, if you're trading SPX, you know, you're gonna have to really be, you know, looking left and have some kind of reference point. And I would say with Dow, you have to be pretty skilled trader with it because you have to know what to look for in those situations, which isn't the easiest thing to do, I will say for sure. And then today is, let's see, today is Thursday. We don't have any other news. That's red folders. We do have some FOMC members speaking. Okay, cool. That's about it. So let me take a look here at dollar because we are moving in our favor here for what we're wanting to see. Dollar index is very bearish. You know, when we look at that intraday time frame really quick for the reporting, because you guys know we do watch dollar index, we do watch Euro USD as our majors. So now, you know, we sold 1.906. I think it was like last Thursday, so a week ago, and prices fell, and now it's rallied all the way back. So when dollar hit that key level and that divergence was created on the daily with basically this holding the lows, right? So this low was a higher low, and this was actually taking the highs of the market. That divergence ever since has been pretty interesting. So as we continue, we will see what price we get here. We are getting lower lows, lower highs, lower low. So if price can continue, like when I'm looking at buy positions, a lot of the times I'm looking for that buy position that's going to flip for me. I'm looking for that buy position, higher high, higher low, higher high. And as price continues to make that high, I want to see what, traders basically were forming their opinions, right, inside of consolidation. So a lot of the times where those opinions were being formed, that's where I want to be giving, as you can see here on the 15, I want to be taking profit under their orders where their stop losses are sitting. So we'll see what we get. Hopefully that's what we get. That'd be nice. And so we have everything else that we need.
Today, for example, in your past markets, Coach Jake and Coach Dakota, we're having Coach on 11. They'll be moderating. Honestly, that. Yes. And then Maserati, they're from 1 to 3. Like Max, surviving with Max Maserati. The happiest man trading. And then Coach is going to be with him for power hours today. So stick around. It's going to be blessed. And as a tilt follower, it's really tough to score. Whole time, if it wants to go flush down the B1.
So I like price to continue to fall. We look pretty good right now. Just gotta be patient. We have our areas, right? Monthly market open, London open from today. Target areas where you guys can see. So another good day here of anticipation. Good location. So we are pushing lower, but I want to see, like I said, 9 a.m. So we'll see what we get. Like I said, I think that we're just kind of in that area of, they got to make a decision. But when I look at this, like I said, as a buy position on the 5-15, I do like the reactions that we're getting right now. But we'll see how this day continues to go. We're getting ready to go into 9 a.m. Let's see. 15 and 5. What is it? 5 and 8. Okay.
That's why, I always, that's why I had the rule when it first started. I had a funny festival, like, don't trade this. People don't want to. So, good question. So, I trade this, I'm going to trade because of the trade combine to do what I did in trade live. So, yeah, we dropped that one. So, you want to try it. I think it's a fairly advanced game. Try it.
Okay. I am no volume or anything crazy just coming into the marketplace yet. So we're just kind of getting patient here. Now, those entries can work, but they also could go higher. So you just got to have that understanding as they're moving this price. So 9 a.m. So price has moved sideways. And showed signs of weakness.
Inflation is still.
So 9 a.m. price moved sideways, the crown formed, and then we had the sign of weakness away from the New York Open. So that looks pretty good. There's been nothing that really shows me, like if I was on a buy position, right? There's nothing that's really showing me nothing but to attack 18,250. So continue to watch where, price is in our favor. There's really nothing to be nervous about. I do like the price. It looks pretty good. So like I said, there's really nothing except we have pretty good location on the 1 hour, 15.5 down. So the only people that have positions on NQ are those longs on CFD below, I'd say 18.1 or somewhere in that 18.150 area. So we'll see how price continues to build here. As long as we continue to get 15-minute lower opens, lower closes, and 5-minute structure making lower lows and lower highs, I think we could definitely make our way to the area. All right, so I'm looking at somewhere like this, 18,230s on CFD. And then for the NQ futures position, it's going to be very similar, but it's going to be 18,410 for that price to work out over there. So all you're seeing on that left side is just prices inverted. Kind of keeps me subjective from playing against what I want to see happen potentially. So
every weekday for I don't know all the styles watching they just like stuff. It's like it's so
so good 905 price is still making its way down. So like around 915, if we're still making our way down, that'd be great. And I do want to see the 15-minute the normal wave just for a second here. Because like I said, if we can continue to get that weakness, especially below the whole level, there's a good chance that this price will get weak and start building its way back up. Some areas of that I'm really kind of focused on. I do want to focus on like this area here is interesting. And then like I said, this area here is interesting from yesterday when people basically had bought up New York like we did, didn't take partials, and then they probably re-entered here or on the way up at the end of the day. So that a lot of people are stuck at the 18,150s to 18,200 area, I would think. Just because of how this played out yesterday. So want to see them kind of pull back into this area, 18,180s, 18,200, and then or maybe even just right into the 18,222s would be really nice. So
Austin. And that's the big crowd that comes here. It's just super interesting. Very interesting. Tommy Gower at P2. What is what's it what's P&L this year right now? 580 down maybe. Yeah, are you still NA back?
I'm up 9.
well, let's see if the price is gonna still work out, still just kind of in that area. That crown is formed on the 1 hour. So I am watching all their strength across the board because they do look relatively strong still on their 1 hour time frames to start 9. So we shall see.
Buyer of an option call basis A unlimited loss, limited loss, C limited gain, D none of the above.
So I don't like how that price is pulling back. But like I said, we're gonna have to see these 5-minute closes to really see, and 15-minute closes. Yeah, so just waiting to see how this price is gonna play. If this 15 minutes sets a low for some reason and then price rallies and goes higher, I mean that's a possibility. But based off lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, we can continue to play under this 50 level, I would say potentially too. Then that's gonna make it a little bit better. All right, if we continue to print under that level, market really quick. And can play down to the next 50 level, 18, what is it, 350? So if we can play below that 50 level, then like I said, we could bounce down to the next 50 level, 18,250. That would be great. Any closures I would say above on that 5-minute here that start attacking above 18,350, I wouldn't like them as much. But for me, I have my eyes really set too on this area where people's stop losses could be built up. All right, so that's kind of the idea of where I'm focused. We had to think about where's the money, right? As my mentor Jordan Morgan would always say, where's the money? All right, so let's do that there. But not for sure. We'll see. But that's kind of what the idea, seeing price get into this area, you can take a good amount of your bag off the table or your whole bag for the day because you'll be up about 100 plus points times whatever multiplier you have on that trade. But that price action isn't the greatest, unless, like I said, as long as they can stay below that 18,350. Good rejection from the half level right there, which is a good sign to me. And now a lot of times we like to play, from point of interest to another point of interest, right? We look for specific areas, equal highs, equal lows. And this is a documentary series, but like I said, I'll go over, the 7 steps of how we enter, why we enter the way we do, over these 100 days as well. But this is just to kind of give you guys understanding how I sit here, how I view the markets, being calm and, seeing these sequences play out over and over and over, is pretty much what we're seeing here. So. Okay, so probably still hanging at that level. Like I said, you don't want to see here, I would say, too much past 9. We sit here till about 11:15. But you don't really want to, like, when these first 15 minutes of the hour and the last are the most important to me. So you really want to see that rejection away from the 18,350s half level. And you want this 15-minute to close relatively a little bit more bearish, so that you can continue to make your way down. Because right now, that's kind of like an iffy area, right? Good rejection from 18,550 on NQ as well. So, I could definitely see NQ getting down to relatively the same areas, 18,440, then lower, just below that London liquidity. So like I said, this is Into the Futures docu-series. But today I'm on my 3rd day of wins already. So I shifted over to my personal account to take a very similar trade. But the management and how we do it is going to be the same way we do everything in the futures market.
Always taking pride in. John and I, following you guys, 2011, we were taking support calls. We were taking our support emails. Yes, we got it all. All right, we're back down to 10 seconds.
So just watching the price, not really seeing anything. Yet. Taking a look here at dollar index. We are at a point, let's see here where we're kind of at with dollar. We did break a lower low. We did break higher on EU's 4-hour structurally. So we might see some profit taking on that Euro USD long position from the 107.50s and lower, because they're up about 100+ points on that trade. So maybe you see a little bit of retracement now. But as of, like I said, NQ, NAS, like what we're trading, I still think we're gonna get that push from the 1 hour location down at least potentially to 18,300. So we'll really have to see what happens. But on a CFD position, let's say you have, the entry, price closed lower low, came back into the area and you sniped up here, put your stop here. Once price breaks lower down into here, you can essentially trail that risk from the top of the structure, maybe even to 18,350, right? Like right here. But you want to see price go, I would think personally, a little lower. And I would love to see price break lower than that candle, right? If it was break lower and even did this, I would be okay. So I would think that they will just continue lower. So we'll see what they do. I don't want to like guess. I just want to read price action and what they're actually giving me. And right now you're getting 15-minute lower open, lower close, indecision, and then the next candle is getting ready to open and close. And you're essentially, like I said, waiting to see from that previous swing low to high, how they're attacking the range. So I like it.
That's 12 platforms. It's all in all, we both have great skills. That's what we're working towards. It sounds like actually have one ball of a white club service. Hands on it. Plus, they're better coach, not really coach.
They're still just waiting. Prices is hanging in that area, which is not good. Because you'd want to see, like I said, that 15.5 getting weak. You don't want this to be one candle and then they rally this candle up and take the highs.
That's what I'm like. Well, I wouldn't expect much else with not tomorrow at 7:30. Nothing less than I'll talk yesterday. He's the big dog. We got some other folks do what they're saying, but I don't think it's going to move it. We're going to move better tomorrow. It's a great time for some news. Starting off here, some economic picture stuff. That's a different order. But okay, our first bet on Tesla before we start this, you check out this article on Bloomberg. I think they're instead of buying 100,000 Teslas and really kind of this time in the adoption of EVs for some markets and it's taking quite the ban on it. I always love a story that gets Mr. 6-time Super Bowl champion, Mr. Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion, many more times over on various products. Tom Brady. The next thing on their bench is first okay. In the first 3 months of the year, just $10 about $9 billion rates venture happen. We're seeing big drop off again. We're talking about our financial markets loosening. Take a look at a chart. I don't have it here sometime of the number of IPOs by year. It's a tremendous spike in 2021. Things are going crazy and the money. Still, despite all this, it's not shown in the international exuberance in the IPO market. All right, here's something that has nothing to do with markets, but it's fun. After COVID plan, organizers are doing an open water swim in the Chicago River this September. They're having had approval, so yes, you can swim in the river. And I like the point here. I'll never miss a chance to mention yourself. Yes, he had the opportunity to do the funniest thing. What's that funniest thing? You are not a Chicago.
Price action looks really good, family. One hour price looks like it could reject this 18,350 CFD price pretty well. We'll take a look over at NQ here. It's a little bit more tricky. right? It's still in the same spot, right? Let's bring it over really quick. It's in the same spot, right? So if you have that 5-minute close, the entry, stop loss at the high, you're still targeting that next range low. So if we can continue to get this 15 to open and close bearish, I would think we're attacking this part of the swing. So monthly open is still just a market open as well for the week, but it's the open of April, which is very important. But looking at this from a higher time frame perspective, like I have over here, this is my snipe window y'all see, but this is like the higher time frame window. This is where the idea originated, was from a bigger perspective of thinking that we're overbought and that we could sell off a little bit during New York today to get a better buy, maybe for the news to attack that price up here, 18,450 CFD. So we'll see. But that looks good. And like I said, I like to be subjective and look at it as a buy, right? So higher high, higher low, higher high, that bounce off 18,350, and now it's pushing to the 300 level. So that looks like I'm a better buyer than, seller, and I'm playing on the right side of the V. As long as I do that, I know how to find my targets.
At the time, so we hope you could get arrested for doing that. There's no way out of it. They had to climb their way out of it. Help them get their $1,000.
Hey, John, real quick. I just noticed that, yeah. I think people get like jump in the river and get like rashes and things like that. It's not quite better.
Let's go. Good push. All right, good push there. Good breakdown. So I like how it pushed over there. So that looks good. So how we'll manage the rest of this trade, I do want to show this really quick, just kind of how it looks, because it looks, obviously we can't show it the exact same way on like we do on futures, but we have the same amount of risk that we normally do. We played into the candle as much as we could right here. Let me see exactly what my entry was. Okay, so let's see, like 63. I had about a 22-point risk on the original trade, and then I reduced my price down a little bit. Now I like to do 20, right? So let's just round this to 20. I like to do 20 for 60. All right, so 20 for 60 is a 1 to 3. So we're close to that 1 to 3 zone, and then getting to where it's going to take out traders potentially. Hitting this 18,250 level would be about a 1 to 5 risk reward. Depending if you cut the trade in half, it'd be about a 0.5 for 2.5% gain. So to manage this trade, I do everything off technicals. So I like to see price come down technically, right, from where it's at now, like this. And I want to make sure that I'm exiting a good amount of my trade or partially the most expected value down in here. So that's kind of why I look for these certain areas. And we're pushing to those areas. And then why do we play these levels? Well, retail traders are taught support resistance, right? So when price comes down and hits support, they buy. Comes down and hits again, they for sure buy. And when they get in and price goes and breaks the neckline, they go break even, which ends up leaving them susceptible to like what we're seeing today. All right, price breaks down, shows us the signal. and then comes down and flushes these people out, and then ends up going back the other way. So what we want to do is take advantage, inside this distribution like we did right here to get down to where that liquidity is. So let's see if we can get there today. It looks pretty good. And it could fall off a cliff, guys. It could fall off and take our buys from yesterday. I still have about $4 a point from 18,060 after partialing. So, I'm managing these trades as well as managing the intraday setup that we have right now. So as they fill this imbalance here, right? If they fill it too aggressively, so like right in here, if they fill this area too aggressively before 10:30, 11, like when I like to be done trading, you could anticipate with price hitting that previous resistance, right? That it could turn to support and continue up from here. So we haven't really found any weakness yet. So, make sure you're protected yourself on the trade. Anytime we go about a 1 to 2 R, we like to protect ourselves.
Sharing your, we're sharing or total payouts, combos. Yeah, it's really impressive. I'm really proud to share the transparency.
So we're not really making that move lower yet. So, I'm still watching this pretty closely here. So still watching this, like I said, if I get a 5-minute engulfing, right, inside this area before 10:30, like if price ever closes above this 5-minute, then I wouldn't want to be in that trade. All right, so for this type of day, like I said, I do like the trade. Let me kind of zoom in here on the personal. Now I am going to go ahead and protect that risk on this trade and not have any risk on the table. I did partial out a small profit already, but I don't want to be susceptible to risk because, like I said, I kind of know this setup, right? If they basically come in here and they close higher than this candle here, this candle right here on this 5-minute, then they have a chance to get weak. Or excuse me, if they close higher and they start to build up on the line graph, you can start to see maybe price start to attack shorts. But if you can continue to see price fail and never close higher than this level, most likely you have a better chance to still, fall lower. So it's really coming down to this candle inside this inefficiency. And then, like I said, if we can break this level, 18,300 on CFD, then I do think we'll make our way down to that 250 level. But yeah, we'll have to really watch this in here. NQ is doing the exact same thing. It's closing above 18,510s or trying to. So it's the same thought process over there. So let's see. I don't like how those 5 minutes opened right there, especially with all their 1 hours looking still pretty good. So we'll have to just kind of see. So like I said, I parceled a small amount out of this today, and then I left, basically break even on the trade. So either this will continue to work out, or what I'll do is continue to hold those CFD positions from like 18,060 level but as of right now, as you can see, we're still kind of making our way back down to the daily open. So I really would like to see a slip of this internal liquidity. But like I said, right now we're not getting what I want to see on that price action. So to continue what we would want to see. The 15-minute looks good, lower open, lower close. So if this can open and close lower and feel more inefficiency to the downside, great. Any closures on a 5-minute above that level, and I don't like this price anymore.
Jump in the water. Water mass.
I'll tell you the floor. Everybody screwed up.
Yeah, I love it.
So if we can get this I'd say by 10 a.m. if we're still pushing lower, I'll just leave the idea of what we have up. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the day, and then I'll drop a like a recap possibly into the Telegram or into the mastermind. But I don't really want the recordings to go past an hour, so they're not too long. So I started this recording about an hour ago, 8:25. It's past 9:25. So about an hour and 30 minutes isn't a bad recording, but I do want everyone to be able to see what we're really waiting on, and how we're going to operate in these different positions. So CFD position is completely locked off, right? It's either it's going to work or it's not. And then these ones are locked off as well. So this one's still break even. This one has it's locked off, and I've moved everything to this low of 18,120. So just to secure some bag there. And then the same thing we got here, I'm going to mark on CFD that we did not get.
Something new, but also it takes time to set up your shots. Switching to Jack into the
Okay, so that 5-minute is doing really well, right? And our 15 is not showing us any signs of strength, right? So the push away from New York Open, right? The location of the trade on the 1 hour, and then if you go and study the open and then the close, right? Indecision candle, open, then the close, open, then the close. They're attacking the range, right? So essentially, if you look from that previous low, right, which would be in here to the high, you want to play inside the range and go from A to B. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing going into the end of the day. I'll drop this recording if we can get down to this TP now, and I'll kind of start breaking down what we did yesterday. We ended up having a really good day yesterday as well, but not every day is going to be a great day. All right. We are going to come across a day where it just doesn't go in our favor, but we are going to enjoy the days where it is going in our favor. Okay, so 18,500 did break on NQ, so I could see them going below 18,450 before profits can be taken, but this is that level of area where they could reaccumulate inside. So just going to continue to watch the price action, right, going into 10 a.m., but it looks pretty good as of right now.
once right now is still resolved. So as it resolves around the first choice that's. So this is how I like to do it. I slip down to the fine grain and I watch the fight. What's happening after that. And if it falls happening right in, if we stop right here, stop right before the works. Falls from the gap, it's gonna get bounce into the top of the channel. If all around here and it uses the ledge, it's gonna go into the congestion zones around 374 and then around 464 and then where all these books are like space. But that's what I'm thinking 444 to 460. But not a stage, yeah, not stage a trade until they resolve that.
So really good price here. Want to bring over the NQ price here, just because I mean, like, there's really no difference. We're getting those lower low, lower high price playing below the whole level, 18,500 and below monthly open, and going to attack the people that are playing too high of the swing, I believe. So really good day here. Want to continue to see this 5-minute price show me what I want to see. And like I said, you're looking at line graph for technicals, right? Price was to come down essentially from those shorts and never break lower than this area. And then you see a reaction in that 18,280s, somewhat level. Maybe you get something like this to continue to go up throughout the rest of the PM session. That could happen, right? But for me, what I want to do is, partial out the remainder, leave a little bit left, and be attacking and playing against these two positions for this week. So if this ends up working out with the partial and continues to just rally out everything, I've already partialed out a good amount on the buys up. So we'll just have to continue to watch and see what happens. So 1 hour price looks good when you look at all of them across the board as well. Take a really quick look here at dollar index and see if we are still getting on that H4 for our direction. Bearish dollar, right? So it is kind of like it did take that low, like we were talking about 104. We might see some retracements back up. But if not, then I think we'll fail down to the 103.50 levels on dollar index. So we'll see what they do. So like I said, on this trade, I personally wouldn't have any more risk on this trade. Just because we have been in a bullish market. But I think we've come to a point on the 1 hour where, the location of the price or the location of the trade was good. And I think it was just overbought to start New York. So remember, I like to look at these price actions subjectively, right? So higher highs and higher lows are still printing. There's nothing that's showing me anything different. Now, like I said, if we do get that transition of price ever, which would be now on this down candle, so essentially what I'm saying is if we ever get, price band to lower low, lower high, this, and then it goes up and closes and then comes back down, I would say that these shorts, I wouldn't like them as much because of the fact of this is the low, this is the high. And when you Fibonacci retracement from that area, you can see that they're holding above the previous area that they swept, right? So that's not what you want to see, because that would continue the bullish market throughout the rest of the day. And then they would want better shorts at another time. So we'll see. But, as when I look at a buy position, it's easier for me to see it, but on a line graph especially, but higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And as price continues to make that way up, maybe I start securing my risk down into these areas. But I don't really like to put my risk into the setup. So until certain times. So like if we can break past 18,300, I'd probably like to move my risk down to secure some more today, and then start trailing it down throughout the rest of the day, because I still have those buy positions on CFD. So
Information change your mind. It's just so good. So it's a great tool for us to go to that.
I used to use flexible bias for my training, but then when I got into run top step, the team and action I come very quickly and I'm ready to keep wrong. So that was what the folks in the bar too. It kind of like scared them, I guess, but something was very cycle. I'm coming in with strong opinions. Let's start the conversation. Just want to jump into this, that, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't have an opinion. And you're also, you know, take your skills. You just have an opinion. Take your skills.
So 15-minute price is showing me what I want to see. 5 minutes being a little sketch, right? But as I continue to get what I see here, and I'm looking at price and time, as long as price can hold below that level in the 15, then I like the price to continue down. If not, this could be an inefficiency fill, previous resistance support, and price could start to find its way up. Okay. So there's nothing that's challenging the position as of yet.
So strong.
And that whole world of that kind of roadmap, so if people copied us, people are going to copy us. So it's like one of those, we create a path. Now you learn from other companies and how they do things, but that was a big thing we had to do, and we all had to be open-minded and stay flexible.
With SPN.
Yes, and just
Yes.
So price action, like I said, going into this last 15 minutes of the hour, if I get that closure above this candle, essentially on a line graph, that would be a structure break, right? You have lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. So if it goes and breaks, to me, that would make me a little bit more hesitant on this position, because like if I was buying this, and price started to break down, lower low, lower high, like I would think my position is starting to get attacked. So same thing here. You know, there's no difference when it's doing this. And NQ are right at that monthly open 18,500 level, and it's starting to show strength. So me personally, you know, I would rather either reduce my risk down on the CFD position in the profits because I've already parceled, or pull the position for the day if you like your profits. It's up to you. But for me, with this type of reaction, I just don't like that. But I do want to see how this 15-minute closes, see if it did close bearish. Did not close bearish as much on NQ, right? So that's a good close for CFD, you know, of where it's at. So still 15-minute price looks good. There's no signs of strength yet. If we got signs of strength, you'd see it on a 5, which we don't see it. So I'm still being patient here.
So many times, it's sort of like. Don't you see how I'm short? I don't have time. Position. Short. It's a nonsense. If I'm wrong, it's gonna be right. Well, that, yes, I think. So I'm so it's.
So still watching 15-minute price would look good to me. So still no confirmation, right? It's still showing weakness at this point. So if we get that 5 minute to go over, then I would say, but
That's Andre's only thing. She's got the same thing.
so right now that 15-minute, right? When we talked about how to evaluate the swing, that swing low to high, we're holding that 61 at 50% and that inefficiency. So any closures back above, right, on that swing, the 50 would show signs of strength, right? And above that break of structure is that signal that lets me know that, they potentially could do that. So as we continue to get, bearish price price here on this 15.5, then we'll continue to watch the opens and closes of these candles. Now, if they continue to open and close bearish and fill more inefficiencies to the downside, so like right here, right, and they go down and fill 18,290s, then great, right? Because essentially, if you're reading a lot of different things here, resistance turns to support somewhere in this level, right? For people who trade that way, right? So still not getting this to print above is showing me good signs. And then, like I said, if vice versa, if this was a buy position, we're getting higher highs, higher lows, and we're still trending. But until we would ever break the trend, right, then that's what would make me nervous, which we're not doing that right now. So 15 minutes look good. I want to see where this 15 minutes close. We can go below 18.3, great. And those 1 hours can close bearish and start attacking that 18.3, be a lot better. Any pullbacks up, and I'd say, we'll see what happens.
So the minute you walk up on, click this button at the very top of my screen, it pops up on the screen, it says lock down, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll lock you off with that. See what people help them with their discipline, help them a day. And always have this, we have this line of always say for tomorrow, don't let whatever you do today, be there tomorrow. Now, that's on the downside play, that's what the DLL's there, that's why we have a max loss limit, so learn how to watch this things, the downside, or whatever you want to call it. You should lock down for top of the know the platform is like. How's this? I'll lock down time that and I'm really decide about their this. And with their discipline, some of the people that are in our hot streams or just with us might be using that. Maybe get in their hair. JD is here. What's up, guys? All right, let's
Price looking good here. It's starting to tip over. So good shorts. So like I said, for the recording side, it's been a pretty good day again for into the futures, just NAS trading in general. I hope this breakdown does help you guys see what I'm seeing, and it's good for, the next 100 days, right? Day 4 of the 100 days. Obviously we're gonna have some weekends in there as well. But as of right now, looking at NQ futures as well, it looks very similar, right? So to see price, pushing down to that area makes a lot of sense at this time of day. So let me continue to watch here. 307s. Okay. But until we can break that whole level, 18,300, kind of just in the mist, waiting on that. And we do have that level that we're watching on the 15. So imagine if you flip this upside down, you're in a buy position, you're getting nothing but strength, right? So I'm gonna move this because we already kind of looked at this area and it's starting to make lower lows, lower highs. So if it ever closes back above, just so we all know, to make sure we know, if it ever closes back above that level, which is in alignment on the 15, but on the 5, then I would say that it'll start attacking your position. So YM does look pretty good up to 39.5, especially on like on Dow Jones. So when we look at YM, I would say that price does look pretty good. But I just don't think that it was below London or below daily open. So we'll see. But that price action, rallied up 39,750, came back down below 700 whole level, hit 39,600 whole level, and held really nice. So that's not a bad trade. Let me take a look at euro dollar. And that 4 hours still, like I said, we're still in that area where we could hold that 104 level and start to find our way up. But I still think that we're going to find our way down on dollar to 103.50. So I have had Top Step playing on the side, but I just haven't really paid attention to him today, guys, because the position was already kind of showing us oversold, or overbought to start the morning, and make me, basically see this as like a potential to secure some people that played at the wrong times. So price actions confirming, and that's a good sign to me. But this whole level is really the key. So like I said, I'll keep the recording going. I don't want to let it ever go past 2 hours. I'll just do a recap later in the day. So hopefully we can get this TP smacked by like 10-15.
got a 4 lot on right now and maybe 3, looking for the balance. I've seen a little consolidation, so I'm thinking this could be a little below the range. I'm gonna keep this so damn light and tight that if I miss it, I can't be frustrated. I can't, yeah. Like the trade off, though. For.
Oh, check it out. No.
I saw that. See everything.
I forget that I learned something. Yes. I'm so in the zone. Right, I see where that one is.
I get it now. Maybe that's like,
Oh, that's it.
I've been wrong all day. I've been wrong all morning. So
I don't think you're out there now, but not. So you look at what the 5 minute show, look at your 5 minute on the and see how it's ranging. So it's just like those channel event, right? Totally ready. So the great thing is that it's not heading lower, right? And that's a key level. It's a really key level. The momentum is showing that there's a possibility of inflection. So my thought is just like you were earning to the short. If you had reduced the size and given it more room, it keeps it fit. I don't think that's really right. That you can see it's not so well. Yeah, it's not so well.
So 15 minutes to me, guys, aren't breaking any higher. So this isn't showing me anything yet. And then, I don't even like to go to the small time frames right now because it's just pointless when you're in a 15 5-minute trending market. So, line graph wise, unless this market was to, go higher here and show me a change of character here, then I wouldn't really worry about it as much. So it is starting to show that though, because you're getting that low, high, low. And then if it transitions, that could be the spot that it does it. So we'll see what we end up getting for today. But $323s. So I'm just kind of watching that still. When you're looking at all three, they're not showing any signs of weakness on the 1 hour to me all the way, except NAS. So this next 15-minute close, and then like I said, our 10-15 time, I just want to keep seeing 15-minute candles, as you can see right here, open and close more bearish, right? That's all I'm focused on, and price action over here. So I'm gonna keep seeing lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs. I don't want to see this because this would make, the change of character like this right here. And then they slowly build until they go take the high of the day. I'm not going to be a part of that. I understand that's what they do. So how do I stay focused? I look at the open, like I said, of this 15-minute candle, and I put my focus on where that candle is going to close. And, I try to, like I said, to not look at that as much. And then I like to look subjectively. Okay, if this was a buy position, if this opened and closed up more into that inefficiency, right? Previous support resistance area right here, is that a possibility right now? It is. All right, so let's see how this 15-minute closes. If it closes lower open, lower close, lower open, lower close again, I would think that this next one could come out and fail too, potentially. So you guys see how that 15 and 5-minute price is starting to form, and it's starting to transition in that area. So price is starting to reaccumulate. All right, so I'm going to mark this area until when I get done trading today. So we do want to kind of watch this area as an idea of, maybe reaccumulation, right? And you're looking for those signals of structure breaks potentially in that area, but that 15 is showing you right now that it may hold. Okay. So until the actual candles close, like you're getting right here, this 5 minute can close above here, then I wouldn't worry about it. So you know what candle we're looking at right here. I don't want to have that in the way.
It's not good about some consolidate. I saw at the level of range, but the small consolidations were very short time period. I think 7, 8 guys are down there. Like this.
So that transition to me isn't looking as good because of how they're doing it, you know. So I could always look for another position on my personal. Let's see. So just waiting to see if we're gonna close higher there, because that 15 minute isn't really showing me that it's transitioned yet. But if it was to close in 12 minutes above this candle's open at the point of where it's at right now, with the 5 minute price action doing that, then you might end up seeing it. So NQ looks very similar, but like I said, if I had a position right now on there, I would be looking at the exact same way. I'd protect the position and RDF partial, etc. So that's kind of showing me more signs of up. Yes, kind of showing me a little bit more signs of up, but like I said, until I get that candle closure, you know, I really want to see that candle closure. But it is starting to build up pretty nice here. I said I'm not getting that closure, so if this does end up working out to go to our targets on CFD 18250s, this will be a good you know, video to go back and see, you know, for this day, because we're still never getting that push above, and that 15 minute isn't showing any signs of strength yet.
Justin?
I'm not sure what he said, but there's certain people. Everybody's kid, right? Is it not for the develop? Well, so what I'm trying to say is, I find it best that when the dog that I also use that the door was there, but I believe you know that's the one. Okay, you know, one time. Use the confidence of all of the markets together to say, hey, if I don't see that broad confidence across indices, I know.
So 15 to 5 minute price still looks good here, right? Not taking myself out of position until the confirmation. All right. So this is you know, definitely going to be a good recording for anybody that's wanting to trade futures or NAS 100. And if you're watching the recordings, guys, you know, I talk kind of slow. So you could really just, what I like to do when I watch my own stuff is I speed it up to 1.5. All right. That way I can get through all the entertainment that I just bring to the table. So
price actions.
So the 15, you know, they're doing, especially if you're trading smaller time frames, you're getting chopped up like crazy in here. But this 15 is still showing that weakness. So if they decide to, you know, if we look at the 1 minute just very quickly, you can see that they are moving price sideways and they are starting to kind of build that base that we like to see. But like I said, guys, until that 5 minute was to show me strength like it's trying to right now, and that 15 minute was to close with some strength, I would be still inclined to think that we're gonna make our ways down after forming the crown today. But we are at the area where if this price does start to close higher, that's where I would probably be, you know, trailing my risk, doing whatever you need to do to secure the bag for the day, right? Because that's starting to show me kind of that situation there. All right, so that level could be going up. So we'll continue to see. We'll wait till 10:15 for the recording to close. Like I said, I've partialed, you know, what I needed to in this position. So whatever is going to happen is going to happen. But if we can move past, you know, like once I end the stream, if we can move past this low, I'll definitely secure the risk down into profit the rest of what I have. So. Still waiting. Let me check NQ. You're starting to see that strength, that same similar strength on NQ. So, you know, when you're looking at it from a day perspective, you know, you're getting, you know, that 5 minute trying to close above monthly open, above whole level. And if you're in a position from here, I wouldn't want to wait out a position, because longs are the better positions to be in, just because they have been working out a lot better. But same thing, like I said, you know, I have to, you know, I don't have to, but I personally would like to see the 15 minute or 5 do that thing I'm showing you guys in order for me to really want to protect this completely all the way. And yeah, you know, power hour could be very interesting. You know, they're just kind of hanging price in this area, which is fine. But I just don't like how the volume is so low. I'm the weight right now, so.
Like 170 is what I have 510 minutes, 2 blocks still. And 170 is what I'm risking, which is just a new high in that range.
So still just kind of waiting to see by 10:15. But remember, like we spoke about, where your eyes want to focus on that 15 is the open of the candles. Lower open, lower close, lower open, right? And if you get that transition here on the 5:15, then price could attack those shorts. But if you don't ever get that closure, like I was saying, here, right? If you never get that closure above that line, price will have the permission to fall lower to the next level, right? So just continue to watch that 15 and 5 price, and looks pretty good. But I also don't like how they're just dragging out this position. To me, it's like absorption, reaccumulation. So, you know, be careful here. But this will be the determining factor, right? this 15-minute, closes higher and shows strength, I would say you could maybe cut this one down for the day or move your position profit or do whatever you can, like I said, to secure the bag. As of right now, though, it still looks pretty good.
For capital preservation, for trading scratch, looking for higher probability trades. So one thing set up, it's a higher probability trade. I trade for scratch when I'm down, and it's always works well. I mean, I'm still trading. I've been trading for 20 some years, so there's like served me well managing my downside all the time. That's why yesterday I was getting upset. Like, if we're not taking downside serious, like, this is just frustrating. I don't really want to have a conversation. But I can take downside so damn serious. We've done it with Timestamp, we've done it with Watching Traders, we've done it with Trade Program, and we've done it in our own trade. Talk to Nick, he comes to shoulder tap here shortly. And his whole thing is watch your six, watch your downside, capital preservation, blah, blah, blah. And then that's why I'll go on my 20 account brand. Because you're like, there's nothing about 20 account. 40 accounts instead of watching my downside because it's $4,000. Probably. Oh, sorry, that's $4,000. So that's the downside we always got to watch. It's so damn important.
Brand material. We want to open up. This will just take a few seconds here. Want to open up caption contest again from yesterday. Show that really quick. If you go to that Focus pin, don't worry, the picture's there. We take it down. Put your caption in.
So I want to see this 15-minute close, see what they're about to do here. Looks pretty bearish, guys. All right, to continue down to that spot. So I really like that price.
So trading, that was my plan. The trading venture is over. You can't make a case. Swing up and down. Always.
So it's just like, are they gonna, continue this down? Remember, like I said, that 15-minute candle looks good, how it opened, how it's getting ready to close, and fill the inefficiency here. So if that's the case, then cool.
Consolidation will have.
See that from the point there.
Now we still have to be pretty policy.
Nice. You know, the commentary about trade P and L.
So still just watching this here for this close. We are getting that close, the candle how I like to see it. So if it can continue down, from a buy perspective side, like I said, I buy better than anything. I could see it. I could definitely see us getting up to points of interest. POI is what I call them. Daily open, London open. If price continues to do what it's doing right here. So
Because I'm still process based. Process. And so as long as process.
Let's see. Getting ready to get this 15-minute close. Really bearish. Nice. I love to see it. I love to see this. So we're still in this trade. So this whole level will be key. Let's see how they respect this whole level. But for the reporting side, I do want to say I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching the documentary series. Not every day is going to be a win. Our goal is to win 3 days out of 5 a week, keeping our risk reward and our capital preservation at, top level. And that is our goal. So 10:15 has hit. We have come up with about 2 hours of the stream. Really quick update. They could hit this level and start to rally up, being where we took the high of the day. And then price could basically come back and just break out test and go higher here and take out shorts for today. So I'm protected on the position. There's nothing I can lose. I partialed some to take a small win for the day and protect yourself and be safe. Goal is to get to 18,250, maybe even 18,200. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recording, and I will see you guys on the next vlog of Into the Futures. Have a wonderful rest of your day.